And welcome here to Guilford High School. We apologize for some of the technical difficulties, but we should be live here. Just joining us, Belvidere put up a 4 spot in the first inning, helped by a very aggressive approach, a lot of first pitch swings. Trevor Larson and Tyler Fowler on the call here at Guilford High School. We got NIC-10 high school baseball presented by Waterside Financial. And again, going into the bottom of the first, it is 4-0 Belvidere, as Williams, Stark, Sturrer, and Urbieta all came across the score in that first inning. Tyler, the G-Vikes want to respond in kind. They took the opener from Belvidere last Wednesday by a score of 9-6, so we know they've got some offense. Let's see what their approach is coming into this first inning.
Yeah, and it's never a good spot to be, being down 4-0 before you even get a chance to bat, but we'll see if they're able to take almost the same approach as Belvidere and attacking from the get-go and not letting the pitcher necessarily dictate their at-bats.
Very windy out here today, as I'm sure you can hear in the background. We are here on field level enjoying this one. Run down the batting order here. Josh Henderson, the pitcher, is going to lead it off. Grant Carlson second. Logan Preen is the 3-hole hitter. Aiden Marinelli will DH. Tylee Kegley is the 5-hole hitter as the first pitch to Henderson is going to be a ball. Maxwell Haddad, the shortstop. Kevin Croxford over at third. Azarion Harris in left field, and Khalil White, the center fielder. 1-0 misses as well. It's going to be 2-0 early on Henderson. Tyler with a 4-0 lead. The last thing you want to do is walk the leadoff guy.
Yeah, and especially the pitcher, because he's helping his own cause then. So if Belvidere is able to quickly get the out, sets him up really well.
2-1 on the pitch, and that's going to go underneath the glove of the first baseman, Nathan Sturrer. So Henderson's going to get on base. Call that one a single. So Henderson is going to start off the ball game reaching first. Another lefty coming up, Grant Carlson, the third baseman, a 2-hole hitter for the G-Vikes.
Yeah, and I mean, right now necessarily the sun isn't playing quite a factor for those playing first base, but that could as the day goes on.
Carlson steps in. Henderson at first. This one's going to be cut on and missed. Chased the high fastball that time, the lefty. Back-to-back lefties starting off the ball game for the G-Vikes. And Gio Urbieta, the pitcher on the mound for the Bucs here this Friday afternoon. 0-1 on the way. This one in the dirt and gets by the catcher, so that'll allow Henderson to get to second base on the pass ball. Urbieta spiked that one, bounced a little bit in front of the plate from the looks of it over here from our broadcast angle. It's always tough when you get the fastball in the dirt. Really hope to control it. Not a whole lot you can do if it takes a bad bounce. This one is going to be drilled into the gap, and it's going to get by everybody. Henderson has the ability to jog home. He'll put up the first run for the G-Vikes, and Grant Carlson hits a double here in the bottom of the first, and the Vikings on the board. An RBI double for Grant Carlson.
Yeah, much needed right there. Just get some runs on the board, kind of stop the bleeding.
4-1 is the score. Guilford put up their first run of the afternoon. Here's Prine, the catcher. That one is going to be called a strike right at the knees. 3-hole hitter here for the Vikings. 0-1 is going to be lifted into right field, and that one got caught by the wind, goes all the way out to the track. Carlson's going to score. Here's Preen to third, and he is going to make it standing up. He just laced that one out to right field, and an RBI triple for Logan Prine. As again, Tyler, coming into this one, we knew the wind was going to be a factor. I think on a normal day that one might have been caught by the right fielder, but as soon as it got up above the broadcast booth over here, it really just took off and went all the way out to the track.
Yeah, that ball just got wings and kept on going. It wasn't a solid hit either. So just shows how much factor the wind plays.
Here's Aiden Marinelli, the DH here for the G-Vikes. First pitch is a ball. Urbieta looking for the first out of the inning. This one's going to be cut on and missed.
Yeah, pretty behind on that one, I'd say. See if he tries to time it up a little bit better, or if pitcher's going to win this battle.
That one is in there. Inside corner to Marinelli. 1-2 to the cleanup hitter, DH. Marinelli DHing for Suggs, the right fielder. 1-2. Fouled off. Way to stay alive by Aiden Marinelli. New life here. 1-2, trying to drive in that third run of the ball game. If you're Urbieta, I'm sure you'd love to get out of this one. Nice play that time by the backstop to hold the runner over there at third base. Blake Stark, who had the triple in that top half of the first, doing the catching here for the Bucs.
Quite the odd circumstances. 2 triples, 1 from each team in the first inning. Don't see that a lot.
From 1-2 back to full for Aiden Marinelli. He's able to lay off a couple of pitches down in the dirt. We'll see if Urbieta wants to challenge him here on 3-2. The pitch. And cut on and missed. Gio Urbieta with the first strikeout of the game. Fans Marinelli, who took a good hack at that one, looked a little bit behind it, and it'll be the first out, bringing up Tyler Kegley.
Yeah, and I'd say pretty much that entire at-bat, he just seemed a step behind.
First pitch of the at-bat by Kegley is fouled back above the backstop. 0-1. Urbieta looks in, gets the sign from his catcher. Stretch and the pitch. Looks like he tried to get him with the breaking ball that time. Good eye by Kegley, recognized early. That one hit in front of the catcher. 1-1. Another curveball by Urbieta. This one not in the zone. Another good opportunity for Kegley here. 2-1. Recognized 2 straight breaking balls, laid off both of them, Might be looking for the hard stuff.
And seems to have brought the hard stuff just outside for a ball.
3-1, great opportunity here for the 5-hole hitter. The pitch on the way. This one is going to be fouled up back beyond the Bucs dugout over towards the softball field. Another full count here for the G-Vikes. Back-to-back players have run it full. 3-2 on the way. This one's going to be grounded to shortstop. They'll get a run on that play, and the throw in time over there by Medina. So a 6-3 putout for Kegley. He does pick up the RBI, however, as Prine scores, so it's back to a 4-3 ball game. And Urbieta will start clean with the shortstop, Maxwell Haddad.
Urbieta back to the windup.
This one's going to catch the top of the zone that time. The first pitch, the at-bat. 0-1. The wind and the pitch. That one below the knees. Count even at 1-1 here in the bottom of the first. Again, if you're just joining us, Belvidere racked up 4 runs in the top half of the first. Guilford has responded with 3 of their own. 7 runs already, just 5 outs through the ball game. It's Maxwell Haddad up to bat right now for the G-Vikes. 2-1 is going to be lifted into foul territory. First baseman takes a look at it, but that one's going to pop over the fence. So 2 strikes on the shortstop for the G-Vikes. Defense getting set back Urbieta from the windup. His pitch in the dirt. And Haddad has run it full. Tyler, that's 3 straight batters now for the Vikings that have racked up a full count. A lot of pitches here in the first inning for Urbieta.
Yeah, I have him at, this is his 29th pitch.
And that one's going to be foul tipped into the glove for strike 3. So after 1, it's Belvidere 4, Guilford 3. A lot of offense here in the first inning. You're watching NIC-10 High School Baseball here on Clutch Sports Media 815, presented by Waterside Financial. Back here at Guilford High School, where the Bucs and Vikings playing a high offense-focused first inning. Bucs on top 4-3. Trevor Larson alongside Tyler Fowler on the broadcast here. Our first baseball broadcast of the season here on Clutch Sports Media 815. Thank you so much for joining us here on this very windy afternoon, as I'm sure you can hear. Wind already played a factor in that first inning. We saw a couple of balls really take off to right field, which allowed some runs pretty much directly. So we'll see if the defense can adjust, see if the right fielders want to back off a little bit. Williams takes a good hack at that one. He led off the ball game, reaching first, and was able to come around and score in that first inning. Good pitch by Henderson, runs to 0-2 to start off the top of the second.
Although a lot of runs, as the ball's fouled, although a lot of runs for when Henderson pitched in the first inning, only ended up pitching 23 times that inning.
0-2 is going to be inside. Yeah, a lot of early swings by the Bucs. Very aggressive. We saw a different approach from the G-Vikes. They ran 3 full counts as the curveball misses outside, back to 2-2. So those different styles of philosophies can give you some runs in the game of baseball. That's what's so great about it. So this is going to be fouled back behind home plate. Still 2-2.
Looking at it, Williams is the only batter who saw more than 4 pitches in the first inning.
That one bounces in front of home plate, and it's back to full.
So that trend seems to continue.
That's definitely what you want out of your leadoff hitter, Tyler. You know, I love for them to get on base, but early in the ball game, if you can give your teammates an opportunity to look at the pitcher, it's a great approach. 3-2 on the way. This one going to be fouled, and it'll once again get out of play. A couple of foul balls in the at-bat here for Williams. Manning center field for the Bucs here today. Henderson working quickly, and he fouls it off once again. Just a tremendous approach here by the leadoff hitter for the Bucs here today. Already seen more than 10 pitches in his 2 plate appearances. Another full count. This one's going to be shot into left center, and it's going to be caught on the run. Nice play out there by Khalil White, who hauls it in for the first out of the inning. Very interesting, Tyler. Khalil White, man in center field for the Vikings, has made all 4 outs in the ball game.
That again, another rare kind of piece of the game so far.
First pitch is cut on and missed by Wesley. He lined out last inning again to center fielder Khalil White. 0-1 is going to be grounded up the middle. That is taken in at the shortstop position. Throw across the diamond, and he is retired for the second out of the inning. 6-3 that time. Haddad to Carlson.
Yeah, plenty of time for the shortstop to make that play there. A nice easy grounder.
So after the 2 quick outs, here is Blake Stark, who tripled to right field last inning. That one high and away. The 1-0 from Henderson. This one is going to be popped up. Tough play behind second base. And it's going to be hauled in as Kegley was able to keep his feet. So he had to go over top of the lip from the infield dirt to the outfield grass. So a good comeback in the second inning by Henderson. He goes 1-2-3 at the end of an inning and a half. It is Belvidere 4, Guilford 3 here on Clutch Sports Media. NIC-10 Baseball presented by Waterside Financial. And welcome back here to Guilford High School, where the Belvidere Bucs are on top of the Guilford Vikings 4-3, heading into the bottom half of the second inning. Tyler, after 3 runs by the G-Vikes, Urbieta was able to get the next 3 hitters, including 2 swinging strikeouts and a grounder to shortstop. After the Bucs couldn't put up any additional runs in that half inning, I'm sure Urbieta would love nothing more than to match his opposition on the mound and get a 1-2-3 inning here for the Bucs.
As a pitcher, 1-2-3 innings are always your favorite. Not only does it limit your pitch count, but it's a good kind of momentum builder, not only for you, but for your team. So see what he can do here in the bottom of the second.
Kevin Croxford leads it off for the Vikings, as this one is going to be spiked into the dirt by Urbieta. Seen Henderson lose his hat a couple of times. First time for Urbieta. As again, I'm sure you can hear the wind really whipping here out at Guilford High School. All right, has already played a factor just an inning and a half into this ballgame. 1-0 on the way. Ooh, that one high and tight. As I think Urbieta might need to tighten those buckles in the back of his head as he loses it on back-to-back pitches. Croxford, third baseman for the G-Vikes, hasn't had much action out in the field so far in this one. It's the 3rd straight ball. 3-0 count. Tyler, early off in the ball game, I'm sure he's getting the take sign from his coach.
Yeah, I mean, right there, walk. Bat really never even left his shoulder. You really gotta, especially 3-straight balls, you gotta make the pitcher throw you one before you even think about taking a swing.
First walk of the ball game on either side. We've seen a couple of strikeouts from Urbieta in that first inning. Now issues his first walk as Azarion Harris is going to bunt. This one's going to be fielded by the pitcher. Underhand scoop over to his first baseman. That one will go down as a sacrifice as Croxford moves up on the 1-3 putout. And that brings in Khalil White.
Kind of a bit surprised there, especially after the previous batter throwing 4 straight balls, sacrificing out right there, even though the pitcher really hasn't shown you he can find the strike zone.
This one's going to be popped into foul territory by White. It'll get out of play. over by our spectators there behind the first base dugout. Got a good amount of fans here on a very chilly and windy afternoon here on Friday evening, middle of April. Good time for some baseball. 0-1 is going to be fouled off behind the backstop. He runs it to 0-2.
Kind of wound back and got a little bit extra on that one, I feel. Of course, don't have radar gun out here, but just by the looks of it, I'd say.
Croxford started off the bottom half of the second inning, sacrificed by Harris. He stands on second. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Another foul, this one coming back into the playfield, and a great catch there that time by the catcher, Blake Stark, able to pick that one up. Tyler, on a normal day, that one probably goes out of play, but the wind really pushed that one back into right in front of the Belvidere dugout. And a fantastic play out of the crouch by Blake Stark to make the second out of the inning.
I watched that one the entire way, and it moved a good 20 feet from its original path.
So Henderson steps in. He got on base in that first inning and scored a run for the Vikings. Henderson, the pitcher and leadoff man here today for the Vikings, as they trail Belvidere by a score of 3-4 here in the bottom of the second. That one is going to be fouled off over by the track. One and one. Urbieta from the stretch. His pitch on the way. This one is going to be popped behind third base. Wind pushing it. And that one is going to be a fair ball. Another ball really impacted by the wind. A normal day again, Tyler. That one goes foul by about 20 feet. Instead, I'm pretty sure that one was behind third base by about 10 feet. Eventually curled back into fair territory. And now we got runners on first and third.
Yeah, that one without the wind was definitely going foul, but was able to kind of punch it into left field and let the wind do its work.
Here's Carlson now. There's runners on first and third, 2 down in the inning. Guilford on the precipice of tying this ball game up if Carlson can come up with a hit here. 2 straight misses here to Carlson by Urbieta. He's trying to work out of this jam. That one too high. 3-0 count on the first baseman for the Vikings. Back to your point, Tyler, Urbieta having some control issues. So that really makes the sacrifice decision a little bit more interesting. As that one is going to be in there at the knees. 3-1 on the 2-hole hitter for the Vikings. Let's see if he can come through right here. That one is going to be in the dirt. So 2 walks in the inning for Urbieta. Sets up Logan Preen for a big at-bat early in the ball game. Tyler, he tripled in the first inning. He's got an opportunity to plate a couple of runs here.
Bases loaded, big opportunity right here for Preen. Let's see if he can do something.
First one is a strike around the top of the zone. Urbieta back from the windup here with the bases juiced. Too tall on the 0-1. Counts even 1-1.
Yeah, some mind games from the runner on third right now, kind of almost running down the line.
This one is going to be lined into center field. 1 run's in. Here comes the second. Throw is going to be cut off, and 2 runs will score on the RBI single as Guilford takes the lead 5-4. As Croxford and Henderson both come around.
Yeah, just able to find Green right there, getting bats of all, and good things usually happen when that happens.
A couple more RBIs here in the second inning for Prime. as he has driven in 4 in today's ball game. Cut on and missed by Marinelli. 5-4 is the score. Guilford just plates 2 on that last at bat from Logan Prime. Nice stoppage there on the play. No balk called. Here's Marinelli, 0-1. And before the pitch, timeout called by the umpire. Urbieta really held that one for quite a while. Ready to play. Here's the pitch, and this one's going to be shot into the hole. Runner coming around third. Here's the throw, and he scoots back to third base. Grant Carlson was running through. He got held up at the last second by his third base coach. So another single here in the inning by the Vikings. Marinelli this time. And once again, we have bases loaded, 2 outs, as Kegley comes up to the plate with an opportunity to bust this game wide open for the Vikings. Pitch on the way. It's going to be called a strike around the top of the zone.
Yeah, if you're Urbieta, you really need to get the inning under control.
This one is going to be taken in at second base. Throw to first is in time. So Guilford picks up 2 more runs in the second inning. They take the lead. Could have had a lot more as the 4-3 putout ends the inning. After 2, Guilford on top, 5-4. You're watching NIC-10 baseball here on Clutchboards Media 815, presented by Waterside Financial. And welcome back here to Guilford High School, where the Vikings are on top of the Bucs, 5-4, starting here in the third inning. Joshua Henderson had a nice bounce-back inning, went 1-2-3 last time out. Nathan Sturr coming up to the dish for the Bucs. They've just relinquished the lead, but Tyler, I don't think the 5 runs are going to be enough to win the ball game if you're Guilford.
No, not with the offense we have seen from both teams so far in this win. At this point, the more runs, the better.
Sturr takes a big hack of that one. Touch behind it. 0-1. Good pitch that time by Henderson. 0-1. That one far outside. Sturr goes out and reaches for it. He is quickly in an 0-2 count.
Yeah, that aggressive approach that the Bucs have had is kind of, you're seeing it here, what can come if things aren't going your way.
That one misses, so 1-2. Pitch on the way, and this one's going to be fouled off behind home plate. One and two the count. Lefty on the mound here for the Vikings. His pitch, tried the off-speed stuff that time. Misses outside, so 2-2. Henderson circles the mound, picks up his hat. Gets the sign from his catcher. 2-2 on the way This one cut on and missed. First strikeout of the evening for Joshua Henderson, as Sturr could not connect with that one. That's the first out of the inning. Here's Urbieta stepping in. This one's going to be lifted behind first base. And a great play out there in right field as Marquarius Suggs all the way over to the foul line. Had to kind of come back at that one, but he puts it away, and quickly 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, just put on the Jets right there. Looked like he kicked in an overdrive about halfway through his path, and he got there with plenty of time.
Start grounds one our way on the ground, so we're doing fine. 0-1.
Yeah, that was the 45th pitch that Henderson has thrown this game. Of course, pitch count, a big thing in high school baseball.
I think he got a bit of a piece of that one, did Stark. Fouled it back towards his dugout. Very quickly 0-2. Henderson with an opportunity to put away his 8th straight batter right here.
Yeah, Henderson just seems to have...
And there it is, cut on and missed. And 2 strikeouts in the inning. A great bounce back second, an even better third for the pitcher for the Vikings. Joshua Henderson sets him up 1-2-3. You're watching NIC-10 Baseball presented by Waterside Financial here on Clutch Sports Media 815. And we are back here at Guilford High School, where Belvidere and Guilford have put up a lot of runs in the first 2.5 innings. Belvidere trails Guilford 4-5. Gio Urbieta coming back out on the mound. Gave up 3 runs in that last half inning. Guilford has put up 5 here in today's ball game, as this one is going to be lined into left field, and it'll stay fair, as Haddad is going to stop at first. Thought he might have pushed that one, decides to play it safe with the way their bats have been working. But first pitch swinging, and a single for the shortstop.
Yeah, if you're Haddad, you're just thinking if you get on, you're going to come all the way around at some point this inning, just the way the Guilford bats have been. So Urbieta really needs to kind of lock in.
Pickoff attempt by Urbieta. Not able to get back. That one popped out of the glove of first baseman Nathan Sturr. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be fouled back behind the backstop. Plenty of foul balls here for the Vikings. Tyler, when you see that, what do you make of it as a pitcher?
You're really just, in your head, you're thinking that right now
as this one's going to be lined into right field, and stopping at second is Haddad, so back-to-back singles. Haddad and Croxford. Go ahead, Tyler.
Yeah, you're just thinking that you're just barely ahead of the batter right now, because it means they're at least on it. So you really either have to kind of focus on hitting the corners, or you're going to wind up giving up quite a few runs.
And back-to-back singles here for the Vikings to start the bottom of the third. As Arion Harris steps in. He is going to show bunt. That one's going to miss high. Able to pull it back in time, so 1-0.
Yeah, Guilford, we've seen it okay with playing small ball. One bunt already in today's game.
Wind kicking up around the home plate area. Both the batter and umpire need to wait for the swirls to calm down. Not sure if you can see that on our broadcast, but there's a lot of dirt being kicked up here around home plate with the wind. 1-0, no bunt this time, and that one in the dirt to Harris. So 2-0 the count here to the left fielder for the Vikings. A sacrifice last time up. This one back behind the plate. 2-1.
Yeah, going back to kind of kicking up dirt, really just becomes a safety thing. If the batter can't see that ball coming, then that's a dangerous position that they'd be put in. So good call, just kind of letting the wind die down there.
2-1 by Urbieta. This one is going to be pulled back. Bunt was shown. 3-1 count. Direction 2-2. The coach coming down to talk to the umpire behind the dish. So he called that last one a strike. You know, Tyler, we don't have a great view left and right. I think he might have shown bunt is the call. Either way, 2-2. A little bit of disagreement there from the third base coach.
Yeah, it's always a fine line that players play.
This one fouled over. Nice play there by the third base coach.
You can catch that on ESPN's Top 10 Plays later tonight.
Two to Harris. Pitch. And that one inside. Full count to the left fielder for the G-Vikes. They lead 5-4 here in the bottom of the third. Runners on first and second, nobody out. This one's going to be shot into the gap. It's riding over the right fielder, but he is going to, no, he doesn't grab it. And some confusion now as that one dropped. I think both the runners on first and second thought the right fielder might have had that one, but it went behind his glove, rolled out to the track. So the Buccaneers catch a bit of a break. No run score on the single, but they'll have bases loaded and nobody out with their 9-hitter, Khalil White, coming to the dish.
Yeah, common theme today is just everything hit to right field just keeps carrying. Any routine play you could think there would be, there isn't.
Coach walking to the mound. See if they keep Urbieta in this ball game or if somebody else is going to pitch.
Yeah, Urbieta sitting right now at 62 pitches. If I'm not mistaken, I think 65 is the limit before you have to wait yet another day of rest before you can pitch again.
Yeah, Tyler, we are in the conference season here in the NIC-10. You play everybody in the conference twice, once at home, once on the road. Again, these two teams squared off Wednesday. Guilford used 5 runs in the first inning and a couple of 2-run innings, ultimately coming out of that game with a 9-6 win. These two teams played last year. Guilford took both of them, but both of those were just 2-run victories. So these two teams somewhat matched in terms of talent. We'll see if Urbieta can get out of this one. Bases loaded, nobody out. White up to the bat. First pitch, a ball.
Yeah, if you're Urbieta, you're really either hoping for a play at home or a double play.
So it's going to be fouled off behind the dugout. 1-1.
As instructions are being told to Khalil.
A lot of action for Herbert today. He's made a number of plays in center. As that one's going to be fouled behind home plate. He runs it to 1-2. Urbieta working from the windup again with the bases loaded. 1-2 pitch is going to be in there. Called strike 3 on White. That one just clipped the bottom of the zone. Got our first backwards K in the book. 1 out. Henderson coming up. Bases still loaded for the leadoff hitter.
Henderson able to help himself out right here if he gets the ball in play.
First pitch is a strike to Henderson. 0-1 is high. 1-1. That one misses as well. Henderson running it to a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. This one is going to be popped behind third base, curling back, but it'll stay foul. Good hustle that time by the shortstop. He has seen a couple of those curl back into play. Can't afford to take any risks on those pop-ups, Tyler, with the wind that we've seen here this afternoon.
You have to give 100% effort on any of those balls, especially on the left field line, because you just never truly know what's going to be fair and what's going to be foul.
Count is even. 2-2 pitch on the way. This one going to be poked out the left field, and that one's going to drop in. 1 run will score. That'll be it. So Joshua Henderson pokes that one out into left. Drives in another run. Maxwell Haddad comes across the score. Bases still juiced for the Vikings as Grant Carlson comes up. He has yet to make an out at the dish here today. A hit and a walk. First and second inning. He's got a chance to do even more damage as Guilford leads by 2.
Yeah, and being a lefty, he has a good chance of just kind of putting one up in the air and letting it fly. So
1-0. That one gets behind the catcher, and the Vikings are going to bring home a run. And went a little bit too tall as Kevin Croxford crosses the dish. Harris and Henderson both move up, and Carlson has an opportunity to really do some damage as the Vikings on top by 3 runs, 7-4 here in the bottom of the third.
Still 2 runners in scoring position for Carlson.
This one fouled back behind home plate, 2-1. So again, Maxwell Haddad comes home to score on that last hit by Henderson. Croxford crosses the dish on the last play, the pass ball by the catcher. That one stopped in the dirt, nice play. Carlson has a 3-1 count. A little bit too early, Tyler, to think about just putting him on first here in the third inning.
Yeah, every at-bat at this point is needs to be a battle.
This one's going to be shot into the gap, and another run comes home for the Vikings as Carlson comes through. Henderson stopping at third, but Azarian Henderson crosses the plate. And Guilford on top, 8-4 here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, I mean, this Guilford team's putting together some very solid at-bats against Urieta. Yeah, it's just kind of a bit of masterclass today.
That one low, 1-0 to Prime. A catcher and a 3-hole hitter here for the Vikings. He, like Carlson, has not made an out as this one's going to be lined into left field, and it is going to kick under the glove of the left fielder, Freeman. As it was sinking as it got close to him, he was almost able to haul that one in. Bit of an unlucky bounce that time for the Bucs, but another run comes across the score for the Vikings. Coach for the Bucs coming out to the mound, and it looks like we might be getting a pitching change. You're watching NIC-10 high school baseball here, presented by Waterside Financial on Clutch Sports Media 815. We'll take a quick break and be back with the action. And we are back here at Guilford High School where the Vikings lead the Bucs 9-4. Chris Medina coming into the ball game to pitch. Looks like everybody for the Bucs will stay in the lineup. Some positional changes. Trey Williams moves to shortstop. And Gio Urbieta moving to center field. First pitch of the ball game for Medina is in there for a strike. Aiden Marinelli at the dish. 2 runners on for Guilford. Prine at first, Carlson at second base. Back-to-back singles for the Vikings. 0-1. This one's going to be lined, and that one's going to get by the shortstop. And 3 straight base knocks for the Vikings. They have the bases loaded yet again. Second time in this inning, Tyler, and they've had the bases loaded in 2 out of the 3 innings now. They had them juiced back in the second as well, and their offense really humming here this Friday afternoon.
And as a pitcher coming into a game kind of cold, it's always a really tough situation. So we'll see what Medina's made of right here.
That one down. Kegley up to plate. He has grounded out to the shortstop and the second baseman here in this ball game. 1-0. This one's going to be popped into right field. Wind pushing it, but a great play and some confusion on the base pass as they are going to get a double play, as I don't think the runner at third tagged. Carlson had to go back and touch. He thought that ball was going to drop, and Logan Prine was left out. He gets tagged. And a very lucky double play turned by the Bucs, as that could have been another run. Instead, the score remains Guilford 9, Belvidere 4. You're watching NIC-10 baseball presented by Waterside Financial here on Clutch Sports Media 815. Welcome back here to Guilford High School, where a bit of a strange play to end the bottom half of the third, a 9-3-6 double play. Tyler, what did you see that time where the Belvidere Bucs were able to turn a double play and get out of the inning?
Just unfortunately, especially at this level, just either miscommunication, because again, it is windy. The runners are wearing helmets, so it could have been hard to hear the coach say, hold, or that's why you don't use hold and go. But just a little confusion on the base path just kind of led to that double play, and luckily they're able to get out with no more damage done.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was thinking that ball might have dropped, but a great play that time in right field for the Bucs, as Pantaleo was able to come up with that one. Couldn't quite see. We don't have instant replay. Might have been the case where one of the runners might have left early, had to go back and tag. Either way, it is 9-4 in favor of the Vikings. And here are Belvidere coming up to the dish. Pantaleo leads off the top of the fourth as the Bucs trail by 5 runs.
Yeah, at this point, Belvidere really just needs to get runners on the base path and kind of pick apart Henderson.
Pitch is going to be grounded to third base. Throw across the diamond, and it gets by the first baseman. Pantaleo running to second base, and he is going to hold up there. Good backup that time by the catcher, able to go all the way behind first base as that throw in the dirt across the diamond from Croxford. Allows Pantaleo to get to second base on the error.
Yeah, and that very well could have just been trying to compensate for the win, because we did get a huge gust of wind right there as that ball is being put into play.
Sure, you can hear it whipping by us here. Field level broadcasting this afternoon ball game. Great conditions. Maybe a touch chilly for a mid-April ball game, but nice clouds out here. A lot of sun here on this Friday afternoon. .53 degrees. 5:30 here on Friday evening. Thank you so much for joining us here on this evening's broadcast. Trevor Larson alongside my partner Tyler Fowler in our first baseball broadcast of the season, kicking off spring sports here on Clutch Sports Media 815. That one in there to Freeman. 1-1 is the count.
And as the weather is changing, hopefully we'll be able to get out more Friday evenings and have a host of different sports.
This one cut on and missed. 1-2 to the left fielder for the Bucs. Flew out to center field his first time up and back in the first. Henderson's pitch, and that one tipped and caught by the catcher. Throw down to second base. Pantaleo able to scramble back. A little bit close that time, Tyler. You might want to see your players get dirty whenever the play is that close to second base. Either way, it's a strikeout, and it'll bring up Chris Medina, who just came into pitch last half inning.
Like you were saying, like to see your player get dirty there, but luckily able to get in underneath the tag, no problem.
First pitch, a strike, 0-1. Henderson turns back, does not make a throw.
Yeah, if I'm Henderson, I'm not too worried about the runner on second. You have a big lead, so I'd just focus on the batter at hand.
That pitch fouled away, 0-2. Henderson from the stretch, a runner on second, that's Pantaleo. One out, here's Medina. He's going to cut on another foul tip into the mitt. And 2 strikeouts here in the inning for Henderson. So he has really found a gear here, Tyler, in the second, third, and now fourth inning.
Yeah,
just the one base runner, only on an error.
Yeah, no hits allowed the past 3 innings so far. So he's kind of locked in, and he's definitely keeping the Belvidere Bucs at bay.
2-0 is the count to Trey Williams, the leadoff hitter for the Bucs. He reached in the first, came around to score, and lined out to center field his second time up. 2-0 on the way, that one high. Good approach here by Williams, working a 3-0 count. We'll see here now in the top of the fourth if he gets the bat off his shoulder or if he's going to wait for Henderson to throw him a strike. As he takes a big cut of that one, but fouls it back behind home plate.
When you're a leadoff man, you're definitely setting the tone for your team, and he's really the only player who's seen and gone deep into the count.
This one's going to be grounded, taken in at shortstop by Haddad, throw across the diamond, and he is retired. 6-3, mark it down in your scorecard after 4.5. Guilford on top, 9-4. We'll see if the Vikings can keep up the pressure. You're watching NIC-10 High School Baseball here on Clutch Sports Media, presented by Waterside Financial. And we are back here at Guilford High School, where Guilford is on top of Belvidere by a score of 9-4. New pitcher for the Bucs, Nathan Sturr, moves from his first base position. He's on the bump. Urbieta over to first base. Leading off the inning for the second half inning in a row, shortstop Maxwell Haddad for the Vikings.
We'll see if Sturr is able to come into the game and make quick work of these Guilford Vikings. It's going to be a challenge. Two of his teammates have tried and haven't quite succeeded.
First pitch of the ball game for Sturr to Haddad. Comes off speed, a little bit low that time, so 1-0. That one in the dirt. Very quickly 2-0. And Tyler, whenever you come into the ball game as a relief man, the one thing you don't want to do is start off by throwing 2 straight balls.
Setting yourself up to fail. First batter in.
This one's going to be popped into center field. Ranging over is the center fielder who hauls it in. And the first batter of the inning goes down on a fly out to center field, as Williams was able to haul that one in on the light jog. No issue out there in center.
That is the first time that the Bucs were able to put away the leadoff man of an inning.
Here's Croxford. Yeah, Tyler, that's not a successful game plan if you want to win a lot of games here at any level in baseball. First pitch strikes, and getting the leadoff man out is a key component into having a successful pitching performance. As that one is in at the knees to Croxford. 1-1.
Croxford trying to feel out the new pitcher.
He's going to ground this one in the hole. Taken deep. He is digging. That one is going to be late across the diamond. Good hustle that time by Croxford. Able to beat the throw across the diamond from Medina. Going to range over to his right. Take it on the backhand and make a long throw. And Crawford able to beat it out. He gets in there.
That's why you always hustle out of the box and try to beat that throw.
Harris up to the dish. That one is in there for a strike.
Second baseman playing almost in the first side of the diamond.
If I recall, that was where Harris poked it out last half inning. Had that single between the first baseman and second baseman. So a lot of room up the middle for Harris if he can get it through there. That one is going to come inside and hit him. Hit by pitch by Harris. Let's take those. A little bit painful. Looked like it was a bit of an off-speed pitch, so not as bad as one of those high and tight fastballs. As he gets on to first base for the second straight inning. And that'll bring up Khalil White, who went down looking last time. Croxford leads from second, Harris from first. Here's the pitch. This one popped behind home plate. Catcher going after it and couldn't make the play. A great attempt there that time by Stark out of the crouch. We saw an impressive play back in the first inning. This time he is unable to grab that one behind home plate. You really got to commend the effort, however. Getting out of that crouch, getting over there, diving for the ball, always very impressive for the catcher.
Indeed, and Trevor, you were a catcher. Kind of, how difficult is it throwing that mask back and trying to find the ball?
That one misses. Well, Tyler, it's very difficult, especially with the newer style masks. No, not the traditional catcher's masks. You try to throw it off above your head. Doesn't always work out well, as this one's in there for a strike. And then you have to turn, look, and locate about as quickly as you can. And especially on a day like this when it's so windy, it is almost impossible to pick that one up and try to make a play on the ball. As this one is in there at the bottom of the zone. Strike 3, his second time down looking. And that'll bring up Henderson.
Yeah, that pitch there almost looking like a knuckleball, kind of just floating in there, or a sweeper that you may, know from today's terminology.
2 outs. Henderson has not made an out at the plate here today. First pitch in the dirt.
Henderson scoring at all 3 of his other at-bats.
That one in there. 1-1. Stir looks in from the stretch. Runners take their lead. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be lined into left center. Left fielder going after it. Can't get it. Second runner coming home. First one touches the plate. Here's the relay throw by Medina. And that one gets by the catcher. 2-run score. Henderson going to third on the throw as they get 2 more runs here in the bottom of the 4th. A great play by Henderson. And again, Tyler, the wind really making a issue for the defenders out there. Normal day, I think that one's caught by the left fielder, but with the direction of the wind, just sneaks by his glove by about a half a foot. Henderson getting all the way to third on the throw, give him a double, 2 RBIs, and advances to third base on the error.
Yeah, that wind just keeps that ball just out of the left fielder's reach. Love to see him laying out for it, though. Great effort.
First pitch to Carlson is in there for strike 0-1 to the 2-hole hitter. He, like Henderson, has yet to make an out at the dish here today. Guilford leads 11-4 here this Friday afternoon. Pitch on the way to the left-handed hitter is popped in the air. This one is surrounded by the right fielder and hauled in. So 2 more runs come across the score for the Vikings. After 4, Guilford 11, Belvidere 4. You're watching NIC-10 baseball here on Clutch Sports Media 815, presented by Waterside Financial. And welcome back here to Guilford High School, where the Vikings are on top of the Bucs 11-4. Heading into the top half of the 5th inning. Tyler, after the first inning of 4 Belvidere, they have not been able to push anything across, as Henderson has seemed to really settle down, going after hitters and putting them down really quickly. As this one off his glove, picked up by the second baseman, throw over to first, and he is out. That'll go 1-4-3 on the putout. It's a nice play out there at second base by Kegley. And Cortez is the first victim of the inning.
Yeah, like you were saying, so far the only base runner since first inning for the Bucs. happened because of an error. So if they're getting into this game again, they're gonna have to figure out something.
First one missed. Second one is outside. 2-0. Stark at the dish. Had a triple back in the first inning. Drove in a run, also came in to score a little bit later. As we mentioned, nothing doing for the Bucs following the first. 3-0 is in there, so 3-1 to the 3-hitter for Belvidere.
Yeah, if you start, you still have to be patient here. I mean,
and one fouled away.
Got to find something either square up or kind of just shoot your pitch, whatever you feel comfortable with, that you're going to be able to get bat to ball and make solid contact with.
Full count. That one is high and away. So a good at bat that time by Blake Stark draws the walk. And the Bucs have their second base runner here in the last 4 half innings. Got some work to do to push across some runs. Here's Sturr, the new pitcher for the Bucs. First one in there for a strike by Henderson.
See if he can help his own cause here.
This one's going to be grounded to second base. They're going to try to turn it, but it's kicked over there. Throw to first. No, it's going to get by the first baseman. And the Bucs are going to have runners on second and third. A fielding error and throwing error for Kegley, who just had that great play to start off his half inning. 2 errors allow 2 base runners to advance, and the Bucs are going to have second and third, 1 away, with Urbieta up to bat.
See if the original pitcher here can put bat to ball and drive these 2 runs in.
Looks like he was guessing on that one. Not his best swing of the afternoon. As he runs it 0-1. 0-1, that one way out in front that time by Urbieta. And very quickly, Henderson has him in an 0-2 hole. Runners on second and third. He'll love a strikeout right here.
And if you're Henderson, you're kind of able to play with him as he gets the swinging strike.
And just, Tyler Urbieta just really looked lost at the plate that at bat. Perhaps pressing, I'm sure as a pitcher yourself, you've had some games where you've given up some runs. When you're batting, you might be pressing, trying to do some damage, get some runners across. But just not the best at bat that we've seen out of the 5-hole hitter for the Bucs here today.
And it's just one of those things where almost trying to do too much. I feel if you would have just kind of relaxed himself and took what Henderson was giving him, could have been a pretty good at bat.
Paul Stark coming up to plate, one of the sophomores on this Belvidere squad. 2 away, runners on second and third. This one grounded, picked up over by the third baseman, throw across the diamond, and Stark is retired. So a couple of errors allow a couple of runners to reach, but no damage as Henderson completes his 4th straight inning without giving up any runs. We're on to the bottom of the 5th. It is Guilford 11, Belvidere 4. You're watching NIC-10 High School Baseball here on Clutch Sports Media 815, presented by Waterside Financial. And we are back here at Guilford High School. And thank you so much for joining us here on today's broadcast. Trevor Larson alongside Tyler Fowler here this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us here on this beautiful mid-April day. A little chilly, very windy. Guilford leads 11-4. Logan Prine stepping in to lead off the bottom half of the fifth. First pitch by Sturr is in there for a strike. Working from the windup, gets the sign. This pitch on the way. This one's going to be grounded to the shortstop, picked up, thrown, and he got him by half a step. Nice play that time by Medina, deep in the hole, as he is able to retire Prine with the first out of the half inning. First time that he has made an out at the plate here today.
Yeah, last time he was up to the plate was that awkward 9-3-6 double play.
Here's Marinelli, DH for the Vikings here this afternoon. So it's going to be lifted into right field. Wynn taking that one, and a great play out there in right field. Fantastic diving catch as Marinelli is retired. Pantaleo goes to the ground, comes up with the ball, and very quickly 2 outs made by the Vikings. First one by Kegley, fouled back behind the plate. Tyler, we've already seen a number of great plays in the outfield here today. Wind really playing with it. Fielders having to adjust. As here is the 0-1 to the second baseman for the Vikings.
Yeah, I think a big thing for that is just players kind of selling out to make those plays.
Cut on and missed by Kegley.
Just shows great effort and kind of the culture of each team. Very impressive, both squads on that front.
2-1 on the way in the dirt. 3-1. Correction, 2-2 is the count on Kegley. Pitch on the way. That one way over the head of the second baseman. So count is full. Belvidere looking for their first 1-2-3 inning of the game. So they try to stay in this one, down 7 runs here in the fifth. And this one is going to drill Kegley in the side. Didn't seem like it affected him too much. He'll get on base the hard way. And that'll bring up Croxford. He's got a shot to keep going. He has reached base all 3 times. He's come around to score all 3 times. See if he can extend this lead for the Vikings.
Correction there. Haddad's up, who has scored once.
Croxford follows him as this one's going to be grounded to shortstop for Haddad. And it's going to be dropped there, as that one should have just been taken to the bag by Medina. I don't think the second baseman was expecting the flip, and that'll go down as an error, as Cortez and Cortez and Medina just not communicating that time. And now it'll give Croxford an opportunity to extend this lead, a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
Yeah, like you said, just wasn't expecting that. So kind of surprised.
This one lined but foul. Back behind third.
And normally you would hope that the shortstop just kind of takes that. Don't take any chances, but unfortunately that was not the decision he made.
0-1. This one's going to be popped. Difficult play. That one getting pushed and hauled in by the first baseman. Good play that time, calling off his second baseman So the error does not result in any damage. Guilford's still on top in this one. They lead by 7, 11-4. You're watching NIC-10 High School Baseball here on Clutch Sports Media 815, presented by Waterside Financial. And we are back here at Guilford High School, where the Vikings on top of the Buccaneers, 11-4, here on Clutch Sports Media's first baseball broadcast of the season. Heading into the top of the 6th, Pantaleo up to the plate. He reached on an error last time up, stranded out there at second base. Made a fantastic play last half inning out in right field. We'll see if he can start something at the bottom of the order for the Buccaneers. Fouled away very quickly. 0-2 on the Bucs right fielder.
0-2, but both swings were fouls, so he's obviously on it.
This one lined into left field, and that's going to be hauled in out there. Easy play by Croxford. So Pantaleo flies out to left. Bring up Frankie Freeman.
Yeah, the positioning of the left fielder now is definitely adjusted for the wind. Typically sits more closer to the foul line as the strike is thrown in there. But playing more of that gap now out in left field.
0-1 as Freeman shows bunt, can't connect. Say he offered, so it'll be 0-2. Henderson's pitch, that one too high. Looks like he missed that time. 1-2 is the count. One away here, top of the 5th. This one's going to be poked out into right field. And it's going to get underneath the glove of Suggs. And Pantaleo makes the second base for the second time on an error. 2 defensive miscues for the G-Vikes. As Pantaleo, the single and error by Suggs out and right. He stands on second. Chris Medina coming up.
As a pitcher, you never want that to happen, but mistakes happen. If Henderson can kind of buckle down and take control of this inning, kind of make up for that mistake, Guilford is sitting pretty.
Henderson with a very efficient second through 5th. So he's around 80 pitches here coming into the top half of the 6th. That first one missed, 1-0. Outside to Medina. Freeman standing at second. He's singled. Advanced to second base on the error. Medina up 2-0 is the count. Pitch on the way. And, excuse me, that was 3-0. So 4 straight balls to Medina. And the Bucs have runners on first and second, one away. Troy Williams coming up. But we're going to have a meeting at the mound. You're watching the NIC-10 high school baseball here on Clutch Sports Media 815, presented by Waterside Financial. Tyler, the Bucs put up 4 runs in the top half of the first, as we're going to have a pitching change. But after that, Henderson really buckled down, didn't allow a run to cross in the second, third, fourth, fifth, and first out of the sixth. So we're going to see a pitching change. We'll step away for a brief moment as the new pitcher comes out to the mound. We'll be back here on Clutch Sports Media 815 for NIC-10 Baseball, presented by Waterside Financial. And we are back here live at Guilford High School. New pitcher coming in, Maxwell Haddad. He's playing shortstop now, toes the rubber. Some defensive changes for the G-Vikes. We'll get those sorted out here in a moment. As Henderson, the pitcher, goes to left field. And Haddad moves from short to pitch. And White playing center field now at shortstop. One's going to be grounded to third base, gets under the glove of Croxford. Runner coming home. He will score. Freeman scores the run. And Williams drives in 1. Brings the Bucs closer, 5-11. He moves to second. Give him a double. Medina moves to third on the play. Runners at second and third, 1 out in the inning. Wesley Cortez coming up. This one shot into right field, coming on, and it is caught out there. Nice play by Suggs. Runner tags from third. He will score. Medina crossing the dish. 2 runs in the inning for the Bucs here. And there'll be 2 outs for Blake Stark. Williams standing at second.
Medina leaving pretty much perfectly with the catch right there. Easy.
Just checking over at third. Did tag in time.
But like I was saying, it was a very, very good tag up, so even Guilford thought it might have been early.
Here's Stark stepping in. 2 outs, runner on second, and that's Williams. Pitch inside. It'll be 1-0. Haddad on the mound. 1-0 pitch. That one's going to be fouled back behind home plate. 1-1. Stark's pitch. No, excuse me. Stark takes 2-1. 2-1 pitch on the way. This one in the dirt, and Williams going to go to third. He'll stop there. Count runs to 3-1. Stark has an opportunity to bring home the third run of the inning for the Bucs. See what Haddad does here on 3-1. Pitch on the way. This one's going to be popped behind second base. Second baseman going back, and that one is going to fall in. Miscommunication that time. Again, the wind playing a factor. That's usually the second baseman's ball, but it must have blown about 35 feet beyond where he was expecting to field that one. And the Bucs catch a break. A single for Blake Stark brings home the third run of the inning. And Belvidere back into this ball game. They trail by 4, 7-11, but doing some damage here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, narrowing the gap.
Stir pops this one behind home plate, and almost another great play back there. You can see that hesitation from the catcher. They don't think those balls are going to stay in, but they catch a good gust of wind, and it really just stays in there. Here's Stir now 0-1 following the foul ball. Of course, he came on to pitch here for the Bucs in the last half inning. Nice block that time behind the plate by Prine. As that'll be 1-1 to the cleanup man.
Yeah, and you really need, you don't need big hits. You just need your batters getting on base whatever way possible.
Runner goes. This one grounded between the third baseman and shortstop. Runner coming to third. That throw in the dirt. Nice play by the third baseman to save an error, but another single here in the top half of the 6th for the Bucs. As Stir gets on base, Stark moves to third on the single, and the Bucs really making a game of this one. Here is Urbieta coming to the dish. Rough plate appearance for him last time. Let's see if he can bring in a run right here. A pinch runner over there for the pitcher, Stir. This one's going to be grounded to shortstop, deep in the hole. This one's going to be thrown to second. Nice play that time as Guilford gets out of it, but the Bucs bring across 3 runs. They bring this one back close. It's 11-7. Going into the bottom of the 6th, you're watching NIC-10 High School Baseball here on Clutch Sports Media 815, presented by Waterside Financial. And we are back here at Guilford High School, where the Vikings lead the Bucs 11-7 going into the bottom of the 6th. Vikings were set down. They had a couple of runners on base that last half inning by Stir. couldn't push across any runs, and the Bucs clawed back, scored 3 of their own. It is a 4-run ball game. Zarion Harris will lead it off. Tyler, if you're the Vikings, you love to get some more insurance runs. Bucs have one more opportunity in the top half of the 7th. But with the way that the game has gone these past couple of half innings, with the wind conditions, you never know what might happen. So any insurance that you can get here in the bottom half of the 6th is going to be critical.
Yeah, each run is welcomed with open arms as Harris stands in the batter's box.
Called strike, 0-1. Got hit by a pitch last time up. Came around to score in the 4th. Almost hit again. Curveball didn't quite curve into the zone. 1-1. Pitch on the way. That one is in there on the outside half. 1-2.
And Sturr just has been able to get ahead and stay in at bats, not getting too much in a deficit.
This one grounded up the middle, and it is going to be fielded there at second. Throw not in time. Tough play out there at second base. Didn't really have a shot at him as second baseman had to range over really far. Nice play by Cortez to try and gun him down, but Harris is going to reach on the infield single.
Just being able to get to that ball is very impressive, and making Harris work for that infield single.
Here is White now, runner on first. He's going to pop it up, straight up. And the catcher cannot make the play. Those are tough on a normal day. But those pop-ups behind the dish, they got those backspin, they caught the wind stream, and it just really went out in front of him. It's a new life for White. 0-1.
Yeah, that wind is absolutely howling right now. So got up there in the jet stream and definitely pushed that ball farther than the catcher expected.
Throw over to first. He's safe. Another close play. Your runner really has to get dirty on those, as that was about a half a step away from being rung up by the first base umpire. Here's the pitch in the dirt, gets by him, and Harris is going to advance to second base on the wild pitch by Sturr.
The base running game for the Vikings just really hasn't been there. I don't believe any attempted steals. So they've definitely just been doing it with.
This one's going to be lined, can't pick it, and that's going to go down as a single for White. First time reaching for the center fielder turned shortstop in this one, as Medina really knew that he was going to have to make a spectacular play to get White, who runs well. So 2 infield singles, runners on first and second. The lineup turns over for Henderson. First pitch looked at by Henderson, no swing in the dirt, 1-0. Tyler, if you're Henderson, you could really do some damage here. 2 runners on, both with good base running ability. You'd love to push home a couple of runs. This one's going to be popped behind shortstop. Medina has it, surrounds it, makes a nice play. First out of the inning for the Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, both of these, both Henderson with that pop up to short, but Carlson, also lefty, if he's able to just kind of get it in the air into right field, not only is the wind playing factor, but now the sun, as the right fielder, is kind of covering his eyes.
Here's the pitch, that one high. Carlson flew out to right field last time. Pantaleo made a spectacular play over by the foul line. He is shaded a little bit that way, not too far over. As that one fouled back behind home plate. in there.
One-two count. Carlson staring at the pitcher, waiting for the pitch.
On the way. This one is going to be grounded, and it hits the base runner. Dead ball. White couldn't avoid that one. Took a bit of a funky hop on the lip between the infield grass and infield dirt. Just an unfortunate bounce for the Vikings. That one probably would have been an infield single. Instead, it'll be an out. Unassisted to the second baseman, and they're going to send the runner back to second base. Bit of confusion as they sort it out here.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think I heard one of the umpires say the batter's out. However, Carlson is standing at first currently.
That should be the base runner out. He was hit by the pitch on a live ball. He is standing at first base, the batter, Grant Carlson.
And while we had this break in the action, I feel it's very important that we thank, of course, all officials out there officiating games. Without them, of course, wouldn't be able to play any of these wonderful sports that we cover here at Clutch Sports Media 815.
Yes, indeed. The umpires, officials, whatever they're called, whatever they're doing, great to have them out here officiating games here at the high school level. Everything's sorted out. Runners at first and second. This one is going to be grounded in the hole, picked up by the second baseman. Throw on to first, and he gets him by half a step. So no damage by the G-Vikes. They keep their lead 11-7 heading into the top of the seventh. Bucs need 4 to tie, 5 to take the lead. You're watching NIC-10 baseball here on Clutch Sports Media 815, presented by Waterside Financial. And we are back here at Guilford High School, where a new pitcher has entered the ballgame for Guilford. James Versino coming on to pitch, trying to close this one out as the Vikings have a 4-run lead, 11-7 here in the top of the seventh. Of course, at the high school level, we play 7. So Belvidere needs 4 runs to tie this one up. It's been an interesting ball game. Early offense by both squads. Belvidere was shut down in the middle innings. Guilford has put on some runs here in most of the innings here, but haven't scored in the 5th or 6th. Belvidere put across 3 in the top half of the 6th, and now they're going to start with Paul Stark at the dish, as they try to claw their way back into this one. Get this one tied.
Stark, of course, right now is 1 for 3 with a K and a single. So looking to at least increase his average here on the day.
Stark, of course, the sophomore. Wearing number 63. First pitch from the lefty is outside.
Gives that spring training feel with a number like 63.
1-0 on the way. That one cut on and missed. Pops out of the catcher's glove. 1-1. Looks like Versino has got some good life on that fastball, coming in fresh. Left-handed pitcher. Works from the windup. Pitch on the way. That one fouled, and it hits the batter in the batter's box. Hitting the midsection on that one as it came up and ate him. That'll be 1-2. He'll take a second.
Home plate umpire, of course, taking his time, allowing Stark to kind of collect himself.
Ready to play. 1-2 pitch on the way. A little bit low. Guilford wanted that one. Good eye that time by the sophomore. Count even at 2-2. The pitch. This one's going to be lined into center field. Henderson right there. No problem. Sunglasses on as he hauls it in for the first out of the half inning. Belvidere 2 outs away. They've got to get some base runners here.
Yeah, at this point, no single home run, hit, whatever you want to call it, it's going to tie the game.
Just need base runners at this point in the game if you're Belvidere. Here's Pantaleo. He's going to shoot this one over the shortstop's head, dunks it into left field. That's exactly what the doctor ordered right here. As the 7-hitter comes up, gets on base. Frankie Freeman coming up.
Freeman scoring the last time he was up at bat.
Reach base with a single. Advance to second on that error by the right fielder. And went in there on the outside edge. The 0-1. Comes off speed, but that one misses. Breaking ball is always a bit tough to get a feel for in the chilly weather here on the state line. 1-1 home. That one in the dirt. Able to keep it in front. Runner does not advance. Stays at first is Pantaleo. Freeman the 8-hitter. Medina 9, and then the batting order will roll over. This one flown into right field, and that one takes off over the head of the right fielder. Pantaleo coming to third. He'll stay there, so a double by Frankie Freeman. And the Belvidere Bucs have runners in scoring position, second and third. 1 out. Medina coming up.
2 runners in scoring position for Medina. Medina scoring after walking last at bat.
Tyler, another ball affected by the wind as that one is in there. And we talked about it, and it has just remained true throughout this ball game. That one took off over the right fielder's head as Freeman was able to hit a double. This one's going to be fouled back over the backstop by Medina, and he is in a hole 0-2. A 4-run lead for the Vikings. There are 2 runners in scoring position, but neither of those matter right now. If you're Versino, you've got to just focus at the guy at the dish. 0-2 on the way.
Like you said, just needs to focus at the batter at hand. If 1-2 runs score, no issue, no problem. Really just got to focus on each and every batter that comes out to the dish.
That last one missed. 1-2 pitch. That one is going to be popped into center. That one dropping fast, and it's going to die in front of Henderson. He picks it up, gets it back in quickly, but an RBI single for Chris Medina, who just kind of floated that one into no man's land. And the Bucs really have life now as their lineup rolls over. Troy Williams coming up with an opportunity. He's the tying run at the dish.
And he's had some excellent at-bats today, so see if he keeps up the hot hand.
First pitch, way outside that time by Versino. Runners on first and third, Medina and Freeman. 1-0 home, that one outside and high. Williams had Medina in an 0-2 hole. One ball, and then Medina threw that one out into center field. Now 2 straight balls to the leadoff man. Here's the pitch. Just in there at the top of the zone for Williams. 2-1 is the count. Pitch on the way. Out in front that time was Williams. Might have came off speed that time. Count is even, 2-2.
Looked like he had the green light from his coach to swing away right there.
2-2 home. And great ability to just throw the bat at the ball that time, as Williams was fooled by the off-speed stuff. Just got the bat on it. Stays alive. Count remains 2-2. 1 out. Runners on first and third. Belvidere trails by 3 here in the top half of the 7th. Runner goes from first. Swung on and missed. So Williams out on the strikeout. Medina does advance to second base. Again, his run does not matter. It's all about getting the guy at the plate. As Wesley Cortez will step in. He is the tying run. Has yet to reach base here this afternoon. Did have a sacrifice fly in the top half of the 6th. Versino's first pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. Cortez just has to reach base right here for the Bucs. He is the tying run for Belvidere. Way out in front of the curveball that time. Really had him guessing. And the Belvidere Bucs down to their final strike of the ball game.
See if maybe the pitcher tries to bury something in the dirt here.
0-2. And outside is the call. Good eye that time. 0-2 by the second baseman. 1-2 pitch on the way. Versino kicks and fires, and that one is going to miss as well. Count runs to 2-2. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 count. Belvidere trails by 3. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be lined into right field. Right fielder right there. Puts it in his pocket, and just like that, the Guilford Vikings survive. They come out of this one with an 11-8 victory. Tyler, a weird ball game all around. The wind really had a big-time effect on this one, and Guilford able to pick up the victory. They won by 3 against Belvidere on Wednesday. They do the same here this Friday afternoon. Your thoughts?
Yeah, this game, I would say this game is definitely defined just by the elements. Not only is it somewhat cold, but that wind caused a lot of fielding errors and a lot of runs across the plate that typically you probably wouldn't see. So I'd say the wind was the main factor in this game.
I saw some great performances all around, but I'm looking at one guy here. He started off the top of the batting order for the Vikings. He towed the rubber early, did allow a few runs in that first inning, but Joshua Henderson really buckled down in the second, third, fourth, and fifth innings. He gets the win here today. He scored 3 runs. I'd say he's a good pick for our player of the game here today.
Absolutely. He definitely defined the game, made it his own, both at the plate and dealing today. So very impressed by Henderson. and even after pitching, made some excellent plays out in center field.
So again, final score here today, Guilford 11, Belvidere 8. Guilford takes both of them from the Bucs. They pick up their second conference victory of the season, move to 2-3 on the year in the NIC-10. For Tyler Fowler, I have been Trevor Larson. Be sure to follow us on social media platforms at Clutch Sports 815 to see where we're going to broadcast next. Again, the totals for today's ball game: Guilford 11, Belvidere 8. Vikings pick up the victory here on a Friday afternoon. Thank you so much for watching here this afternoon, and we will see you on our next broadcast.